Hey everybody, it's Conscious Medium Brandon Ross, and I'm coming to you with a new segment. 'Tis the season, and in this case, 'tis the season for Aries season. This is a chance for us to take a look at what the upcoming astrology is going to be during this astrological sign. In this case, it's Aries. And then we're actually going to talk about each one of the signs as they reflect as we do a tarot card spread. I hope you come along with me on this. I have some new friends to introduce you to. So stay tuned. Here comes Aries season. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being part of my journey here. And whoa, before I leave, here I come back. Oh, that's just me touching everything here. Hey, I want to show you and introduce you to my friend. This is the Merkaba table. This is the table that, by the way, I've got a great story behind it. I actually use it for card spreads, and in this case, we're going to use it open for interpretation. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit of astrology right up front, and we're going to talk about how it's going to affect the different signs as we go along. As we do some card pulls, my good friends here today are going to be, and of course, this is the bottom card right now. I'm going to show you the Magician, everybody. Welcome so much. Rider-Waite Tarot. Why not start with an old friend, right? Then we're going to go right around and we're going to talk about mind, body, and soul and spirit, kind of where our mental status is, where our physical status is, and then where our spiritual path is. Then we're going to have a call and answer, and then we're going to bring in our Gilded Tarot. Thank you very much, Gilded Tarot. Those of you that know this deck, it's a beautiful deck. There'll be a lot for us to show. I'll make sure that we see that right up front. And don't worry, I'm going to hold it right up in front of it. We'll get some close-ups as we go. Look at that beautiful Six of Wands. Am I talking water? By the way, you can see all my lights reflected right there. I'm a professional organization. We just haven't blossomed yet. And then we're also going to work with the magic of light. This is a great, great deck. It's a fantastic way of working with Oracle for this. And that's the type of thing that we're going to ask there at the end. What is this? What is the guidance of spirit? So we are, and then we're going to take each one of the signs as we go along. By the way, you guys are going to get the hang of this. There's a lot of great readers out there. I'm happy to be one of them. I'm going to reposition myself here. I hope I'm not in the way, but I do want to make sure I'm noticed. Leo rising. So we're going to go through each one of the signs. And first up, and by the way, because we're starting at the top of the astrological season, we're going to start with Aries, right? So it's a pretty kind of cool thing that we're going to do. We're going to go through each one of the signs. I am going to, timestamp these so that you can look it up quick. I really only care about my Cancer pants. I get it. You can go ahead and click below and go ahead and do that. As we get started, though, if you like how I teach, if you like how I kind of go about things with this, you would absolutely love some of the upcoming classes. At the time that I'm recording Aries season here for 2022, we have coming up the complete astrology class. We really break down, and really what you get a hold of as well is a complete guide for you to really take apart each chart that you ever read. And then it really kind of sizes up everything that you ever need to know. We take a look at everything like Lilith, and we take a look at the moon and how it really placates, our emotional sense throughout the year. And speaking of which, just at the top of the hour, I'm going to come back to full screen. I am going to pull up my notes here that are completely not open right now, and I'm going to click on two buttons, and hopefully it'll come in. So, we're into Aries season. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you what that means. That means that we are going to have an Aries moon in full, or actually a new moon in Aries, and a full moon actually in Libra, right? So we've got a couple of astrological things that are going on that will affect certain signs in certain ways. Let's start at the top here. April 4th. And by the way, as you come in at the end of March, you kind of have all the planets not in retrograde. You're actually in great shape right now in terms of not retrograde, but it also means that the energy tends to be a little more intense. You've got Mars and Saturn conjunct with Aries, or with Aquarius rather. This is going to be a tougher time for Taurus, the natural enemy of Aries, Libra, the opposition, and then Capricorn, because Capricorn just likes to pick on everybody. Just saying. When the ram and the sea go dance, somebody's stepping on a hoof. So this is a little bit of a tough time for those signs in particular. That doesn't mean it's a piece of cake for everybody. But what the Mars and the Saturn does is that it really kind of questions what your foundation is. You really pick it apart. You're going to be a little bit on edge. You're going to be wanting to pull back the layers right now and say, I need to do this better. Am I doing the best I can? Is my foundation, is my home, is my structure? By the way, this is a great time to question government, local and beyond. It's also a great time for you to say, hey, I don't like that school board. I'm going to run next year. This is a time for you to get involved with your structure. You're going to be adamant about it, and you're going to really kind of push it. Now, if you're Taurus, Libra, Capricorn, you're naturally like that all the time anyways. So during this time, you might say, I'm going to take a breather here. Now, coming up also, you have a Jupiter and Neptune conjunction in Pisces. What this is the expansion of the dream, the expansion of where it is that we want to go from a spiritual nature, right? Are we headed towards a humanity of peace? Or do we continuously kind of bombard ourselves with the questions that really kind of have haunted us? Like, what is the evil that men do? Does it go on and on? Asked Bruce Dickinson. By the way, this happens in Pisces. And if my degrees are correct, it is the last time that this happened was in 1856. This exact same time frame. And guess what? That is when the peace treaty for the Crimean War. Remember that Crimean War thing that keeps coming up, say around Russia? Now, it's in the last degrees of Aquarius moving into Pisces. It was the last time that this happened at this exact same dates. And the Treaty of Paris happened. And hence there was no more war on the Crimean Peninsula. By the way, Ukraine is part of the Crimean Peninsula. So if you want to kind of be hopeful and be positive, by the way, that's really the best way to be in my book. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment. Feel free to call me a fool. I'll comment back. I love constructive criticism because I actually want to get this right. So anytime you have feedback, whether it be positive or constructive, I'm going to pay attention to it. I'm sorry, trolls, if you have nothing on your content page and you want to lecture me about how I say, right, too much. Well, there's a saying from where I come from. GFY. The first word is go. The last word is yourself. I'm just saying I can take criticism like the best of them. Just make sure you're adding to the conversation and not trying to redirect into your own diatribe. I love good conversation. Speaking of good conversation, how about a full Libra moon? Well, this is really kind of spelling out everything that you need to do. And by the way, strike me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the pink moon. Go ahead, moon experts. Chime in below. I have good friends that are going to be joining me. They're much better experts than this. Can't wait to introduce you to Beth Segnali, who, by the way, is teaching parts of the class with me on the complete astrology. She's a moon expert. She's diving in. She's pretty fantastic. She could tell you all about how this is an 8 angle at 26 for Libra. It's going to happen on the 16th of April. This is a great way for you to really push and center your abundance, really push and center your balance for your spiritual self. It's all about the soul, everybody. It really is all about the soul. So those are a few things that we're going to bring up as we go along here of the effects that are really going to hit us hard, right? The things that are going to allow us, the parts of the planet, and by the way, there's so much more to it, but those are a couple of highlights that I want to bring up. I hope I'm kind of sort of into full screen. I hope I'm not going to get in the way. And first up, guys, we're going to talk about Aries. Thank you, Aries. Thank you, Aries season. Thank you for hosting us right here out of the gate. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful, beautiful card. So we're going to put Mr. Aries right here, right in the center of everything. And we're going to do a little shuffle up and deal. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Rider-Waite Tarot. I've been shuffling this for a while. It's all good. We're all going to kind of pull together. First, we're going to concentrate on the mind. Then we're going to move to the body. Then we're going to move to the soul. We're going to have a center spread into all of this. I'm kind of making it up as I go along, but I've been doing this for a while. And every time we do the spiritual work, we bring in our bright light. We do this work in light. We bring in our bright light to ask our guides to connect with one another as we ask for the messages to come through that we hope to receive. And we do this work in light, love, and laughter so we can become the best version of ourselves and all the work we were meant to do. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do this work here today. This is what I'm meant to do for the greater good and the light of the world. So right out of the gate, I think this is more of a message for me to you. Get ready to see things a little bit differently. I do things a little bit differently. Here's the Hangman at the bottom of the deck right here for Aries. Let's see where we're going with this. Oh, I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. 4 of Pentacles comes out as our base card. Oh, let's hit it hard, my friends. The Devil. The Devil card comes out. Some serious Capricorn energy just diving right on top of this. Remember how I said like Capricorn don't really like the Aries? Well, this is the thing. All horned creatures, center stage. So right out of the gate, you got the 4 of Pentacles, and then you got the Devil card on top of this. You guys have been worried a little bit too much about your money and your monetary senses. I'm just going to tell you, it's time to start to kind of release that and start moving towards the spiritual nature, right? Let's get right into the mind part of this. Oh, I have a feeling. Oh, I got a feeling. Oh, get me to the church on time. There it is, 4 of Wands. Great celebration up there in that head of yours. At a minimum, you think you're doing everything right. At a minimum, you're rocking it out. And maybe it's because you have met that King of Wands, that strong, fiery energy. Oh, ho, ho. Any one of the fire signs, Aries. Listen, this is your male counterpart. This is your match. In your mind, you're stimulated. Congratulations on all the good news coming at you. We'll have a chance to answer that with the Gilded Tarot here in just a second. Let's talk about the body. Mind, body. 8 of Swords. What's the 8 of Swords? Well, this is a very intuitive card. A lot of people see the 8 of Swords and they think, well, she's kind of, what is this? Is she like, you know, is she in a boat? Is that Sandra Bullock? Look at that. Get right up on there. Is that Sandra Bullock? Is she like trying to guess where the birds are? Anyways. In your mind, the representation of the 8 of Swords really has a lot to do with your mind and your intuition. Trust in your gut. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Yeah, they're, you know, the lions are at the gate, so to speak. Yeah, so what? Maybe they're kind of maybe they're in the sense of like a little bit too much in your head. But this is a great time for you to physically begin to trust yourself. How about a little timing card here? Oh yeah. How about the Wheel of Fortune coming out here? Covering on top of that. What that says to me is that if you're it's time to really trust your intuition. And from a physical sense, maybe this is becoming a yogi. Maybe this is doing more breath work. Maybe this is actually getting back into your meditation routine. It's pretty fantastic if you ask me. Let's go to the spiritual side of things. Mind, body, soul. Here comes the spirit. How about you take the emotions out of it, Aries? You know, you're strong, fiery energy, and you can really argue with the best of them. But in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to sit down. I'm going to go ahead and say to you, listen, your brain is on overload. By the way, I love to call the King of Swords the Dad's Belt card. Because he's holding the sword, but he's not really swinging it now, is he? It's all about being mentally prepared to do whatever it is that it takes. And you've been building up for this for a while here, Aries. Now let's take a look at what is this? The Knight of Cups. Oh gosh, this is a strong offer. This means that maybe you're going to fall in love with doing some of the work that you were meant to do from a spiritual standpoint. You know, the Knights represent kind of new masculine energy. Might be a little kind of like, I don't know, what's the je ne sais quoi with this one? Maybe it's a little bit of like, hey, hi everybody. Here's a great idea. Maybe this is a new teacher coming in. Maybe you become the teacher. This is a great combination for you. This really is a great combination for you. So let me do this. Let's just switch this up here, and let's consult the guided tarot. The guided tarot. The gilded tarot. I'm going to use English as a second language. You know, guys, it took me forever to get all the cameras to work in the right way. And then I started to record this. Son of a gun, I actually forgot to hit record. The first version of this was actually pretty hysterical. This one's a little more dry. A little more dry. I'm kind of getting through it. A little angry. I had to do a couple of laps around the parking lot, if you know what I mean. All right. Here we go. We're going to cut this up here. And again, we're going to bless this light and love. Here we go. Talk to us in the center here, Gilded Tarot. So we got the Four of Pentacles and we've got the Devil card. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Four of Pentacles yet again. Why are you so worried about the money, Aries? Like, what the frig? You're Aries season. You don't want to lose what you got. Ooh. Give me one more. Quick and sudden change, my friends. Here's a little tower action for you. Aries, this has got to be broken up. It's got to be broken up. You're putting a little too much emphasis on the real on the planet, right? The Tower card is either your best friend or your worst enemy. A lot of people see the Tower come out and they go, oh. By the way, I have a soundboard somewhere. I just got to hook it up. Can't wait to do that for next time, by the time we get to Taurus season. And by the way, I'm actually going to do another set as we get into the months. So my plan is to do months and then also seasons. So astrological seasons and then months. Oh, we're going to have a good time. I know we're going to have a good time. By the way, the monthly ones are going to be a little more in depth. This is kind of a great overview. Let's take a look at the mind. Now listen, you got some great spread over here. You really do. Now, Aries, before you get upset that the Tower card came out right here, know that change is good, right? But here's the problem with you, Aries. You like to be in control of that change. So the Tower card comes out, you ain't in control. But you've got a lot of assets going on around the rest of the horn here. Let's take a look at the mind. Let's talk to the Four of Wands. Let's talk to the King of Wands. Are you kidding me? Hangman. Hello. Hangman. The Hangman comes out here, and I really like this. This is about your new perspective. So you've done some work here, Aries. You really have. You're still holding on to the purse strings, but mentally, you've done the work. Oh, by the way, that's one of my taglines. Go ahead and eat it. You got the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups does us a favor. This means that you're going to start sharing your mental capacity. This means that you're going to start to reach out into the world and start to show what you know, right? The Nine of Cups is about the abundance and the overfloweth, right? Kind of slightly irresponsible. Where the Ten of Cups is all about like, we have made it. It is beautiful. It is the rainbow. It is the mixed family. It is, thank goodness we're all getting along. That is peace in the kingdom. The Nine of Cups is a dude sitting at a tavern chugging and sharing with everybody. I got keys to the castle, and guess what? Bears on me. You want to celebrate by sharing your knowledge, Aries. Come on, dig down deep. All right, now let's take a look at the physical side of it. And don't forget, right out of the gate, you had the Eight of Swords. This is kind of bringing you into your mental capacity to be like, you're overthinking it. Maybe this is about judgment. Also, with the Wheel of Fortune, talks about the timing of it. So maybe this is a maturity break because now you're coming in with the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is traditionally seen as a bit of a lost card, but it's also that something could be deceiving you. Maybe this is a chance for you to take a look at your medical stuff and actually pay attention to it. And true to form, Aries, when it's good news, you tell everybody. When it's not good news, you deal with it. Three of Pentacles comes out here. That tells me that you kind of think something's up. You've been working on something for a while, and you want to kind of just bring it out of you, right? Pretty fantastic. Oh boy, are you kidding me? Ace of Swords. I'm sorry. King of Swords. Coupled with the Knight of Cups. I'm just going to go crazy and give you another Knight of Cups. Are you kidding me? Look at that, though. And by the way, look at the difference in the two of the decks here, where you've got the traditional Knight of Cups here on the Rider-Waite, and then you've got this rock star here. It's just beautiful. I love the symmetry. I love how it reflects through the water, where it kind of takes a theme and it just grows on it. So we're really doubling down on something new coming in for your spiritual journey. Oh, and you're going to love it. Oh, yeah. And by the way, the Pentacles, you've been working on it, right? So here's kind of my take on this. The Pentacles are kind of well placed. And the Pentacles aren't about money per se. It's about energy. So you're going to reap what you sow when it comes to your spiritual work. So if you've done the work and you've done the study and you've read the books and you've applied yourself, the good ideas are going to come, right? So now let's take a look at our light deck here. And what we're going to simply ask is, Spirit, where are you going to take us? Where are you taking Aries? Where are you taking Aries? And we're going to do this a little bit different. We're going to start with the mind. Then we're going to go to the body. Then we're going to hit the soul. And then we're going to go back to the center. We're going to pull one card for each one of the aspects here. Oh, yeah, and here we are, expansion. So your mind, you're expanding. It's a 44. It's an abundance number. Come on, let's go. Let's give me an 8. 8. Here you go, expansion. Boom! Mentally, it's like, you know, I almost want to. What's that scene in Wolf of Wall Street when he goes, "Yeah, I just a couple of bumps, and I just opened my mind." There it is, right there, sitting right there. They're all your friends. Now, the body part of this, you got some confusing, conflicting stuff in here. Hope I'm showing you I can read these cards right, because here comes some manifestation. Are you kidding me? You literally went with an 8 in expansion, and now you're at manifestation? What are you manifesting? You're manifesting your best physical health. By the way, that does combine mental. That does combine the idea that you can love differently. You're manifesting. You're in manifestation mode, Aries. It's Aries season. Why wouldn't you, yo? Huh. I really think that Aries are going to have an explosion of teachers in the spiritual world. Based on what I'm seeing here. So long as you get your arms wrapped around everything that you have on this earth, the money, the parts where you're tied and tethered to the world, that's the part, whether it be money, whether it be obligations. Oof. Because this card comes out and I love it for you. Boy, oh boy, do I love it for you. Visualization. Visualize. Look at that number, 17 in numerology. It's another 8. Aries, I cannot give you a better blessing than crazy 8s. I really can't, right? So let's take a look at the center spread here. We hit it hard. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles talks about got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. You don't want to expand. Then the devil comes in. The devil goes, yeah, you can't expand because you're over obligated. Then the 4 of Pentacles comes out again with the Tower. Remember what happened to that dog that wanted to reach for the bone in the water? They lost everything. So you, my friend, I am going to give you alignment. Look at that sword right through the heart. Defending the honor. Little kyanite right there. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Alignment, it's a 5. You got to change some of this core stuff. You got a lot to offer, Aries. A boatload of love. A boatload of abundance. You got abundance all over the place here, Aries. What in the heck fire are you doing worried about money? Worried about time? By the way, one of the biggest BS things that we end up saying to ourselves when we start doing work in the spiritual world, you ready? Are you ready? I know my worth. Oh. It's a very important building block, but we stop short of being able to say, but what's my value to you? It's a little arrogance here, Aries. Come on, it's in your chart. I think you can overcome this with a little alignment, little reconciliation, because you're smart. Second of all, Aries, you're always good looking. Right? You've always got something somebody wants. Physically, you start to pick it apart a little bit. You got some anxiety going on here. But more importantly, you've got to recognize that you are manifesting everything that you're doing. So what you put into your body is exactly what you're manifesting, says the guy that had 5 tacos today. Then, from a learning standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, by gosh, the visualization, that 8, that abundance card again, you've got everything that it takes. Oh, Aries, I'm going to close you down here. Thank you so much for being part of this. Hope you stick around for Taurus. Taurus, your astrological brother. I know you don't get along. You get along about as well as Cain and Abel.